And welcome to Let's Fly VFR, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're heading into Miami International Airport. I'd like to thank all my American followers, those that come along and watch my videos. Really appreciate you guys coming in. So what I wanted to do today is have a look at aviation weather. Aviation weather kills a lot of people as the years go on. And a lot of them are VFR pilots. So as a VFR pilot, I thought I would go over this with you guys and share it with you so that you have an opportunity to maybe discover further the weather minimums that you can and can't fly in. Whether you're a sim pilot or whether you're a real world, it doesn't really matter. It's all part of the experience. So the types of weather that we have CAVIC. That's cloud, clear and cloud and visibility. Okay, so your visibility is 10 miles and your cloud bases are no lower than 5,000 feet. That's what we have in front of us right now. That's the bare minimum for CAVIC. Okay, it doesn't look that good, does it? You'd normally expect it to be clear and crisp, but what I'm doing is just looking at what the minimums are for each of these settings that are allowed. X-Plane gave us about 40 miles visibility, but let's look at the minimum so we know what we're getting ourselves into. So you've got to have no cumulonimbus or no towering cumulonimbus. So they're the big dangerous clouds, the storm clouds. So if there's none of those around, you're good. VFR, visual flight rules. The minimums for that are 5 miles of visibility. Now we're 10 miles from Miami International Airport. So there's no way in the world we would be seeing that airport. We are currently sitting at about 2,000 feet, and the minimum for cloud is 3,000. So we would still be just under the clouds if we were suddenly to become VFR, minimum VFR. The next step is marginal VFR. Now, why you would fly marginal VFR, I really don't know. I'll tell you, if the weather looked like this, as we see it now, as VFR minimum, I would be back on the X-Plane sim. I wouldn't be going out to Gawler Airport and jumping in anything to go flying. No thanks. So, what's marginal VFR? 3 to 5 nautical miles. So, that's just got a lot harder, didn't it? And your cloud bases are 1 to 3,000. Why would you take off as a VFR pilot with 1,000 foot AGL clouds, not really knowing if it's going to get better? Well, you should know. That's probably why you would choose. You think, well, it's just immediately around the airport. If I can I'll stay low. And the term is scud running. That's when you sneak out under the clouds and expect to find good weather. But it doesn't always happen. Let's move on. The last one obviously is going to be the IFR. And even in that, there are several categories. 1, 2 and 3. So 1 to 3 miles visibility. So we might start at 3. And 500 feet to 1,000 cloud base. That's a bit of a worry, isn't it? Okay, you don't want to be getting there unless you've had the training for it. And nice. Now, if you haven't done it, fly manually VFR in your sim, guys, and see how long you last. The general perception out there is that a VFR pilot in IFR conditions has about 180 seconds to live, 3 minutes. A lot of people don't make it, guys, and that's why it's so important to understand what the weather minimums are, and that's really why I want to do it today with you. So let's just fly this a little, and then I'm going to step it down, and we'll look at what it looks like next. So the airport is directly ahead of us. It's 09 is what I've got to set for, and as I say, we're at 10 miles from the airport. We can see it's over there to our right a little, so let's just keep that ahead. It's let's put our cursor around there as a reference. And the other dangerous thing that we have here, we can't rely on our altitude readings, because each time we change the weather, the air pressure will change. and it could change substantially as well, which is something else to remember. That's why you need to update these regularly, and that's why the airports will give you their latest air pressure readings. So you can just, I think I can just see it out there. This is pretty, it's pretty nasty stuff for me. You can't see that far if you're navigating by map. It's going to be a little difficult, I think. So let's try and keep our altitude. I might just use the autopilot, and we'll have we'll just hold altitude hold, and we'll heading hold for now. That'll just take some of the pressure away. And if you've got the tools, why not use them? Right, so we've seen that. Let's take a look at, I'm going to pause this in. Okay, so that's CAVIC. Let's go VFR. So let's do it together. I think that's better. So if you don't know how to change the weather and you're a bit new, then this is how you go about doing it. So we can go through there. Now we know the minimum here is going to be 5 statute miles, and the cloud base is going to be 3,000. So we should still be clear. Just pull it down till we get to, let's go 3.2. It'll never be perfect. You can change your clouds, that's fine. You can delete layers here. What have you got selected? You can add wind. You can see we've got no wind selected today, because that will be another complication if you have high winds. So let's get out of there, apply those changes, and then hit the unpause button, and we keep flying in. So how far can we see now? It's dropped off a lot, hasn't it? Would not like to be zooming around in this weather. It's pretty terrible, isn't it? So where are we now? We're getting a lot closer to the airport. 5.6, I think we are there. The clouds are there. We can still see the ground, and that's the crucial thing as a VFR pilot. You need to be able to see at least see the ground, and there's some semblance of a horizon there. But I wonder, do you guys understand why flying VFR is so difficult? And I would challenge you to give it a bash again, but one of the main reasons that it becomes so difficult, and if you've done real well flying and had a chance to do some unusual attitude recoveries and stuff, which is all I've done, it's all down to your inner ear. And what I'm talking about, this will change, and we'll move it up one more again, because I don't want to be here for ages with you. I want you to have a quick look and then go find out for yourself what it's all about. So what causes the danger? What kills pilots? Look at that. Okay, can we see anything at all? No. This is what happens to a lot of people. They end up just here. So I'm going to put the autopilot on a descent until we get out of it. And that's how I think you would have to, if you could, recover. Let's go here, and we'll go down. We'll do 400 feet per minute. Now I guess at this point it's probably worth just mentioning quickly before I go back to why it's so difficult, is because what you need to do to get out of this situation is to remain level, watching your altitude as we come down. So we're about to come out, and make sure we go back to altitude hold once we get clear of the clouds. So what you're supposed to do if you get caught in this situation, if you've come from VFR conditions, is note your current heading, use your instruments if you have a artificial horizon. Many VFR aircraft don't have it. You only have your turn slip indicator. So you do a basic 180 degree turn, so you don't allow your wings to drop below here, and you turn yourself around and go back 180 degrees. And we're over the runway already, and we can't see it. Can't see anything, can we? And this is supposed to be marginal VFR, guys. Now you might say real world doesn't quite look like this, but this is what we've got to deal with. So the bases here are 1,000 feet, so we should pop out in a moment, and I think you'll find that we're going to be right over the airport. Okay, we're coming down to 1,000 feet. Indicated now. We need to get a new weather updates. Here we go, we're out. So let's just level it out at altitude. And where are we? zoom in here a little. I can't see. Is that a runway next to us? We're coming up to the airport. Yeah, so we got airport here. We're at 1,000 feet approximately, and we can't see anything. Can't even see the ground. So that's proper IFR. Okay, I don't think we need to do any more flying. We'll leave it at that. But what I wanted to explain to you, if you're not sure, is it's your inner ear is your enemy. If you do any sort of flying and you do the unusual attitude training, if you're fortunate enough to do that, what the pilot, your instructor, will do is make you close your eyes, and then they will take control of the aircraft. Then they will point it up or they'll point it down, and they'll have a roll rate on it. And then they'll go, okay, open your eyes, recover. And you'll find often you're very much right or left, but your inner ear doesn't detect the movement. Less than about 5 degrees per second, I think it is. It doesn't know. And you're sitting there thinking you're straight and level and everything's perfect. And then you look out the window and you're anything but that. And that's the problem. A lot of people don't believe or won't believe their instruments when they go IFR, because their ear's telling them and their body's telling them they're doing something totally different. And that's what kills you. That's what kills you. So, and in the example, you can hear the gentleman say, I'm rolling, rolling, but he's not believing his instruments, what they're telling him to do. What they're telling him, and he's probably not rolling at all, but you get that rolling sensation. 75 to 87, depending on the stats you look at, of the people, VFR pilots that end up in IMC conditions have crashes or don't make it. Yeah, think about it. So, you know, it's all about planning. So planning, your flying starts at the ground before you even leave home. The planning you do at home, looking at the weather and everything before you go out, even get near aeroplane, you need to do that. Now, as we have SkyVector as one really good tool that I've started using, and I will put a video, put a screenshot up for you just to have you a quick look, and just have a look at it. It gives you a reasonable amount of information, even for your sim flying. There we are, beautiful Miami International Airport. Really nice. It's good. Needs a lot more stuff done to it. I'm going to put a lot of aeroplanes and stuff down here, and we'll fix it up. But yeah, getting back to SkyVector. SkyVector's got, you'll notice dot colours around the airports. Yeah, if you have a look there, there's a number of colours. Green means that airport's VFR. Blue means it's marginal VFR. Magenta, or pink, depending on how you want to put it, is low IFR, and then red is full IFR. Full IFR. So consider all of those things, and you just don't want to be one of those pilots that goes out and dies. While you're in your sim, have a go at it, see how long you survive. Can you survive more than 3 minutes? I've done it and given myself a hell of a shock a couple of occasions when I tried this out a few days ago. I was walking through these doing a very similar flight to this, and I appeared out of the ground, out of the clouds, pointing at the ground, and even in the sim it gave me a bit of a moment, I've got to tell you. So it's pretty hard. Go and have a look at some videos on how to fly VFR or IFR if you want to do that in your sim. But obviously if you are doing real world flying, you go see a CFI and have a good chat to them and get some extra training with them if that's possible, and have a really good time and enjoy your flying, whether it's sim or real world. It doesn't matter. If you're having a flight, that's all that matters. And I'm going to be working on this for you guys if anybody wants Miami International. This is the downloaded version from the gateway. Still a lot of stuff missing. It's all the stuff that you see down the left hand side here. I did all this yesterday because there was nothing there. There's no aeroplanes, there's no gates, there's nothing alive here. It's like a ghost town. So I'm going to fix that up a bit over the next week, and then we'll put that as a download maybe in the next video that we do, because I'm going to do a few flights down here. I've done all the tiles in 16, and and I'll see if I can find some more airports. Then we'll have a bit of fun around here in the Florida area for a while. So until next time, if you're a new visitor, thank you for coming along. Please feel free to subscribe. And if you're returning and you're one of my American friends, thanks for your support. And we'll be doing jumping around the world to a couple of other countries as well in the incoming flights. Just because I have people from all over the world come and visit me here at Let's Fly VFR. I'll catch you again soon. Thanks for your time.